Welcome to Craigslist TV Daily. Hope you're having a fantastic day. Both stories about the Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 6. The first one has to do with the back camera. Now I will blur the image out that I'm going to show, but I do want to tell you that the cameras now on the Galaxy Z Fold 6 will be all black. The camera itself, the lens itself will be black. It looks like, based off the image, because it's hard to see the whole image, but it looks like the little bracket that's holding all the lenses will be matching the color of the phone. So like this is obviously like a blue phone, but then the bracket that hold it is this like gunmetal gray blackish color. It looks like the lenses will be black and then the bracket itself will match the phone, so it'll blend in a little bit more with the phone on here. Nothing too major to take from it, but you know, if you were just curious what the lenses, colors are gonna look like or any of that, that is going to be what they're going to look like. Now, the bigger of these two stories is the front display on the Galaxy Z Fold 6. We've heard it's gonna be a little bit wider. We've heard and seen in renders that it's going to potentially look a little bit different because instead of having the rounded edges and the bezel that you can see on here, it's gonna end up being squared off and looking a little bit better. And I have to admit, it's looking better for sure, but the overall change in the width being wider and shorter potentially doesn't seem to be playing out. This tweet comes from Ice Universe, who is saying that the Galaxy Z Fold 5 versus Z Fold 6, the Fold 6 screen width equals the Fold 5 screen width plus right bezel width. Now, what does he mean by that? He's talking about the bezel that you see on the Fold 5. If you basically slim it down, you're getting, then you square off the edges with the Z Fold 6, you're getting a very similar, you can see in height, it's basically the same height for the most part. And the width also pretty much looks the same as well. It's really not, I mean, of course there is a slight difference just because they've cutting off the bezel on the Z Fold 6 and they squared it off, but otherwise there's really not much to take from that in terms of like saying, you know, Z Fold 6 definitely has the wider display. It just, from this photo, really doesn't, and it's continuing to be, in part, the Z Fold 6, a bit of a disappointment with things that I feel like the majority of people wanted to see. We wanted to see it to be wider. We wanted to see and feel it to be different. And it might still feel different. It might feel uncomfortable though as well. I noticed when I hold a phone with rounded edges versus squared off edges, generally the hold and the feel of the phone feels more comfortable on a rounded edged phone. So the Z Fold 6, especially if you don't use a hand grip of any sort, might be kind of uncomfortable to hold because it's squared off and it's not round. It doesn't, you know, contour towards the shape of your hand. And that could be a bit of a problem. Even if you put a case on, it's still gonna feel squared off. The other thing to take from that is that they're changing it. And if you've never held a square phone, again, you just might not like it. It might be one of those things that really, really turns you off. It looks better for sure. It looks more premium. It looks like they designed it better. But if you take that away and you do real life operation of this phone, it might be a little bit uncomfortable. And the things I'm taking away from these images today is that the width of the Z Fold 6 is not looking all that different. And just thinking about the squared off edges, and I will have a pop socket or some kind of phone grip on it, but it might be uncomfortable as well. Let me know your thoughts. Have a great day. We'll see you down the road. Peace.